Kanisha and welcome to The Diary of a Cheating Woman. Now, we have set out to explore this new phenomenon of why women cheat, really get to the root, the issue, what's going on in each individual woman, because not every case is the same. There's a lot of documentaries out there, there's a lot of movies out there, there's a lot of things that always portray men cheating. And they're always complaining about it, they have their own ideas why we do it. So we decided to hear some of their stories, some of the things that we have done to them that they're just so broken about, and why we did them. And a lot of things come from rage, anger, spite, and I think over the years women have been so mistreated, now it's time for us to pull our guns out and start shooting back. So things happen. So what we're going to do is hear some of these stories. Some of them are going to be funny, some of them are going to be sad. And being a woman, I laughed at every man that sat up here and poured their hearts out because I think they deserved it. Is that evil to say? Maybe. But is it true? Yeah, well, hey, can't blame me. I wasn't always a cheater, but I stand before you with an incredible message of cheat on your man in case he's cheating on you. So, hey, let's explore some of these stories. Get to the bottom of it.
Tiffany King, and I am 32 years old.
My name is Brent Taylor.
Dante Barrett.
I'm Tracy.
Mari and Kendrick.
My name is Sady.
My name is Maurice King. Age, my real age?
I am Trey Elliott. I'm 31 years old.
Today we are doing a documentary called Diary of a Cheating Woman. How do you feel about that title?
It reminds me of bad memories.
Well, it happens. Oops.
I think it's about time someone came out with something like that.
I want to read it.
Most women report that they cheat for emotional reasons.
I was just recently cheated on, so I guess I'm a little bitter when it comes to all that. And I cheated in my early 20s. I thought cheating was a maturity thing. I didn't think it was a male or female thing.
Of course, everybody's had a little bit of something if you've lived life, you know. Always trying to figure out what you're trying to do.
I did some awful things when I was younger as far as cheating, but I really feel like that's, when you're young, you don't know, things overlap. And then as you get older, you realize, okay, you don't cheat, you just break up with the person, tell them you need some time, go have fun, and then get back together.
There might be a select few who do cheat for physical reasons, but they are really lonely. They're looking for an emotional connection and they aren't finding it with their primary partners. So what they're doing is they are looking elsewhere, definitely.
Women cheat might cheat for a myriad of reasons, but mostly I think it's more, for personal reasons, you know what I'm saying?
I think with men it's more physical and with women it's more emotional.
Whether they may feel distant with their partner, they may not feel connected, they may feel like they're ignored, they may feel lonely.
This is the thing with cheating. Usually it's a revenge thing.
And then what they will try to do is connect with somebody else. And this helps them to feel alive again.
And a lot of times it happens because there's something lacking in a relationship. You know what I mean? Either they're lacking in sex, finances, or or they're arguing a lot. It could be anything that'll cause the woman to cheat. You know what I mean?
So do you trust women?
No, not usually. Not usually.
How many people have you been cheated on by?
At least 3 that I know of. At least 3 that I know of. It could be more, it's a dirty game, but at least 3 instances.
Generally speaking, I think a lot of people cheat because they're not necessarily getting at home what it is that they want to get. I don't know what that is. Attention, love, affection, I don't know.
Did you stay with any of those people that cheated on you?
Hell no. No.
Would you forgive them at all? Would you try to work it out with any of those situations?
I mean, we're still friends, I mean, well, maybe we don't talk anymore, We don't really talk anymore from that, no. But, I mean, it's still cool. I don't hold it against them. It is what it is,
when somebody is cheating, the emotional connection portion is about how is it that they can feel connected to somebody? How is it that they can feel alive, rejuvenated? Something is new. It's not necessarily just about sex. It's about connecting. And I think that's a major part of how women relate is through connections.
Do you find yourself cheating for emotional reasons or just physical reasons?
Oh, physical. My ex-husband had a tiny penis. He did not last long, and he did not know how to go down on me. Sorry. It's just the way it was. Beautiful blue eyes. Very good looking man. Such a shame. Too bad you can't just take it out and put a new one in. Plug that in there and we'll be good to go.
I thank them. I thanked them for it, actually.
Why do you say that?
Because it helped me for more, you know, it opened the door for more hoes. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It opened the door. Hoe is short, you know, short. Hoe. I'm from the old school. Hoe is short for honey, where I'm from. So, it opened the door for more honeys at the time.
One is, you know, just really feeling lonely, you know, starving for physical affection, starving for emotional affection, and, you know, they feel like they've tried to ask their partners to step it up a little bit, and their partners haven't. Their partners have been really immersed in work or other activities, and so they're feeling really neglected. And so that has left them feeling, you know, quite lonely and isolated, and therefore more vulnerable or apt to seek that attention elsewhere. Another reason I think is around boredom and sexual excitement. Women tend to come into their own sexually, I think, a little bit later in life, and so, you know, I have right now in my practice, I have a couple of women who are in their mid to late 30s who got married in their early 20s and are finding that they're not very, you know, compatible with their husbands, but they still value their primary relationship and aren't willing to give that up in any way, shape, or form. So they've just decided that, you know, that they're going to have an extramarital affair to serve, you know, solely that purpose.
Sometimes you do things with passion, without thinking, and then you regret.
So do you believe that every woman cheats and every man cheats?
No. That's stereotypical. I don't believe in that. But it just depends on the situation. Like you can meet a chick. She could just got in an argument with her girl or with her dude, and next thing you know, you talking to her and she's sleeping around, or vice versa. I was married, and shoot, my wife cheated on me. It happens, man. But I was cheating on her too, so it kind of made it
Making the decision to cheat typically isn't something that, at least for women, isn't, well, today I'm going to go out and cheat today. It's usually a relationship that's building, that you're missing something in the relationship, you want something more, you're not getting what you need from your partner, and then it's a slow invite, typically for women. It's a slow invite. It starts maybe with a colleague or a friend, and then you start increasing the intimacy, you know, lunches and then dinner dates, and then it goes from there. So it's usually not something that's really defined. Well, today I'm going to go out and have an affair. It's something that develops, and once the other person starts creating more value than their partner, they make a decision on what is most important. Are my needs getting met most important, or is it the value of the relationship? Is it the values that we as a couple have? And if they're holding resentment or holding something that creates distance between partners, then the answer typically will be, well, you know, maybe this value system isn't that important to me. Maybe my needs are most important. And then that's how it usually goes. And then it's just a series of what is it that they're telling themselves to go forward with the infidelity.
Every now and then you'll get, you know, maybe a girl that want to play by the rules. But then usually by that time the dude is cheating. And then as you lie, go back and forth. I haven't seen too many times, not even my relationship, but other relationships I've always seen. Either somebody's a good lie or somebody getting cheated on.
Okay, no, I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, we've all been cheated on, but that's why I cheat. You know what I'm saying? This is the way that you gotta do it. I can start out with denial like I just did, but if we're gonna keep it real, yeah, we've all been cheated on.
I've definitely had my fair share of cases where my homies have told me certain things, and I've had to make my own decisions on those things, but I think it goes hand in hand, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta take care of your business, all encompassing, so I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like, I don't know whose fault it was, my fault for being gone all the time or her fault for cheating, but I guess it just didn't work out, you know what I mean?
Darwinian theory would suggest that men are really more prone to polygamy or just needing to have multiple partners. However, you know, I think that is not always an accurate representation of men, because I just happen to have a lot of men in my practice right now who really value connection, probably more so than some of the women that they're in relationship with. So that's an interesting, I think, kind of twist.
Now that I think about it, I have always had a tendency to get bored, and this last relationship was the first relationship I've had where I was actually completely honest and I didn't cheat. I broke up with him, happened to meet somebody right after. So I guess up until this last relationship at the age of 32, yes, I've always cheated. Not because I'm a bad person, but because I have a big heart, and I guess maybe subconsciously I just don't like men because of my father. I don't know. I'm not a bad woman. I'm a great woman, but you know, what do you consider cheating? What's cheating? Kissing? You know, emailing, texting? I'm a flirt, and I require a lot of attention. I'm high maintenance emotionally.
So I've been with my wife now almost 3 years. We've been together 8. You know, when we first got together, I had other women that I was talking to, but once me and her got serious, I dialed it down.
Guys, we like cheat down. Like, I say my ex was like educated, good job, worked it well, good job, stuff like that. You know, I cheated like with a couple of hood rats or something, you know what I'm saying? Because basically they were more appreciative of a guy like myself opposed to her. You don't understand that, do it, right?
And you're not the first person to say that. I've heard a lot of men say that.
Yeah, I mean, a hood rat makes a professional guy feel, you know, a lot better about herself because you're treating her a way that she's not used to being treated. Mm-hmm. Like, she's not used to a guy opening the door for her, things like that. So, hood rat appreciate it, but like, a real strong-minded professional woman, now she got her mind made up. Like, she deserves certain stuff, and it's just...
Tell me right now. I'd rather you just rip that shit off and tell me right then versus walking me down this whole thing to kind of kill me at the end. So she's like, nah, it wasn't like that. It was just whatever. And I'm like, what you mean whatever? Like, she's like, nah, I'm just curious. I'm like, don't nobody ask just curious questions about cheating like that if you not fucking cheating. So she was like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. Somebody was asking about what were we doing or what were we as a couple. I like, who? She's like, just one of my homeboys is just asking. I like, first of all, don't no other man just ask women just because he wanted to kind of see where y'all at because he care about you. What? That nigga don't care about you. Like, he don't care about you like that. Like, what was the context of the conversation? It wasn't like that. He's my homeboy. He just wanted to see, you know, what we were doing, and he really cared about me. I'm like, no, nigga don't care about you like that. He don't. So, long story short, I just like, you know what? I can't stand that feeling of she probably out there doing something. You know what I mean? She out there investing emotions to another dude. So I can't deal with that. So I was like, all right, I'm out, deuce.
I do believe that the connections that we make online and the virtual world opens up definitely different possibilities. The idea psychologically is that people that are in the closest proximity to each other are the most likely are going to connect to each other. So relationships tend to form when you're closest to someone. So now with now it's not about just being in a certain town in LA, New York. It's now you can have a relationship with someone across the world and have that same connection. So I think that having social media there and having no borders on where your partner is located does increase the amount of infidelity.
Because the more I'm in relationships, the more I find out about people. Oh God, it's a long story, but I believe in telepathy. I believe that we as women have psychic powers. I think everybody has psychic powers, but especially women, our women's intuition. And when I was younger, I used to suppress whatever paranoid thoughts I had or whatever. But now thanks to things like Facebook, I can find that proof that I feel inside and know that I am right.
I believe that media and television and songs and music play a part in it, but I don't believe that it's a causal piece. I think that it brings to light what's always been happening.
My wife told me the other day stuff popped up on her email and she don't know how these date sites got there. I was like, yeah, right. Like, okay, you know. But she's like, yeah, the date sites popped up and I don't know what it is. And I said, yeah, I got date sites on my line too. I know how they got there. I was curious to see how it worked. And then it just kept coming up, you know, it just kept coming up. Yeah, I keep it 100, you know, I wanted to see how easy it was because I got a lot of single friends. And they like, man, I'll be on a date site. I'm like, you're on a date site? What is that? So I signed up with a bogus alias, you know, and it popped up. I was like, whoa. And then they just kept sending you stuff. Like, and there's so many single women and single men out here, you know, whatever, you know. But, you know, the social networks make it so easy, you know, the MySpace, the Facebooks, the what's the other one, Zoom and all this, the Twitter, everything. It makes it so easy. It makes it so easy, and it's right there on your phone, you know. Now I got a buddy of mine, I'm not gonna say his name, but he got accused of cheating and got a divorce, and he hadn't even actually cheated yet, but he was planning on cheating, you know. So when this girl went through the website, she was like, oh, you're gonna do this? You know, like men, we slip. He left his phone open. You know, she goes all through his account. Oh, okay, you know. When you gonna do that? Okay, and now she's showing him there's nothing he can do. She wanted a divorce.
You've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you have all of these websites that are geared towards, that advertise to, you know, toward people who are looking for affairs, like AshleyMadison.com. I think I was on the elliptical this morning and I saw this new website that just launched, I think a few days ago, called Miss Travel. You know, but so there are so many entities that you can go to that are discreet, very private, and your spouse doesn't really have to know. And so I think that is a dangerous, you know, a dangerous kind of element to relationships. It definitely makes, I think, you know, cheating a little bit easier to hide or cover up.
Like with social media, I'm like, who is at John24? I'm paranoid now. A little bit, I get a little stalkerish. Like, I see you like 3 pictures on Robert's page. Who was Robert? Like, you know what I mean, on Instagram. So it's like, it's the whole, yeah. It made me aware. Once I actually give my emotion, it makes me aware of the dudes that you kind of talk to, you know what I'm saying, more frequently than other dudes.
How much time do you spend Facebook and Twitter stalking?
I would say on average 3 hours a day.
But y'all are quick to cuss a woman out for doing that. I just want to throw that out there. So.
Yeah, see, we are. But listen, this is the thing. When I Twitter stalk, I don't bring it to you like, okay, who is such and such. Like, I'll just pay attention. I won't say nothing just yet. You know what I'm saying? I just pay attention. When women be like, oh, so you liking this bit? You know what I'm saying? They're,
I do see couples coming to my office about, you know, my husband was in this situation. I found that he was on Facebook and got this and that, and I do see that it's becoming more and more prevalent. Now there's cheating sites that invite people to come in and say, okay, well, I'm consciously making the choice to have a relationship, so, well, here's the market, here's, you know, the website to go and connect. So there's opportunity everywhere, and it's just a matter of how is it that they're going to navigate through those opportunities to see what is feasible and what is also best for their value system. Growing up, parents teach you things and help you get certain points that they feel are valuable for the family values. And as anyone, whether male or female, gets older, they kind of instill, okay, is this what I want to follow? Is this something that I want? And through life experience, you devise a moral code or a moral compass that fits you. And then you add another partner. Then now you're saying, okay, now I'm married, and this is our vow together. This is what we value together. That's there, okay? Now, when you talk about the breakdown, some people have very low values, and that we can attribute that to maybe some of their upbringing, their experience, maybe degraded some of those values, or it was never really instilled. But I think that kind of surpasses gender.
Okay. Some people lie. Some people lie. Like I don't like the lying. That's probably why I'm single. But I don't like the lying. Like if you cheat and she don't ask, then that's one thing. But if she asks, you gotta tell her. You gotta tell her, and just keep the lines of communication honest. And it's like, look, okay, I may not be the most faithful, but I'm here. I come home every day. You know, I ain't got no kids out of wedlock or no shit like that. I ain't bringing you no diseases, no shit like that. I'm being honest. And you can leave me, and you gotta go meet somebody new. Who say he ain't gonna be a lie? Who say he gonna keep it 100? You're gonna get that same feeling, because it's all the same feeling. Ain't no, the way you felt about the dude you can't stand, there was a point in your life where you loved him. That's the reason why you can't stand him now, because you found out who he is. You found more about him.
This is the one thing I have never ever laid down and let somebody walk all over me. I've always, initially I may have, because I'm very emotional and dramatic and sensitive initially, but in the end I always stand up for myself. I always do. And even with the last guy, when I found out about the lying after he proposed, I could have kept that diamond ring. This beautiful 6'7" man, comes from, family of artists, professors, whatever. A lot of women would have, I think in that situation, would have still married him. Would have been like, well, he proposed, so it's okay. No, here's the ring back. There you go, bitch. Adios, amigo. So yeah, if I could do everything the same way, I would, because I never have backed down. I've always stood up and stood my ground. And the only regrets I have is that people were hurt. But, it's like Madonna says, the road to, The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I never had a bad heart with the intention of hurting someone, ever. So yeah, I would do everything the same. I love my life, and I'm happy that I'm free. I'd rather be no man's wife than a wife and dishonest and not who I want to be. If that means I'll be alone, then you know what? I'll be alone.
Values, the value system, it surpasses gender. It's not about just, well, do men have certain values and women have certain values? It's something that, what are you instilled with? What were you taught was okay? And then you kind of go from there. And a different life experience will degrade that. So certain people will have certain value systems.
Have you been cheated on before?
Yeah, I've been cheated on a few times.
A few times? Huh?
Yeah, not all by the same, woman, but I've been cheated on. Yeah.
What, can you tell us one of your stories?
Sure. And I'm gonna tell you this: if any man say they haven't been cheated on, they ain't a player. You know what I mean? All G's, all real men, all players. You know what I mean? You're gonna get played at least one time in your life, but that's what's supposed to happen. So my worst, I'm gonna tell you, my first time was in the 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying? Some girl giving another dude her milk. And that's how I knew. Then they started going together, and this left me assed out. So that was the first time.
So you haven't trusted women since 3rd grade?
I ain't trusted women since the 3rd grade. So, and then it just, as an adult, it just got worse.
There are some women who choose to have an affair as a temporary piece of satisfaction, and there are some women that choose that this is something more long term. It depends on the level of loneliness. It depends on the level of narcissism. It depends on many different factors on what is their ultimate goal. Is their ultimate goal to just have a one-night stand or have a short period of, short relationship? And do they see a future with their partner? And on the other hand, there are folks that say, I don't want what I have. I want to go have another type of relationship. So it really, it also depends.
So the worst experience I had when it came to cheating was with my son's mother. And yeah, she got me good. She got me good. And she actually had another dude in our house. It was an apartment, but same thing. And so this is what happened. Okay. She tried to act like she had like a big business meeting or something that was going at the house, and I couldn't be there. So at the time, my car was messed up. I was driving in the rain and hit a divider, and it messed my car up. So busted two of my tires. So I had left my car in a mall parking lot. You know what I mean? And because I only had one spare, and I busted two tires. So the day before the cheating happened, I went to go get my car, and it was towed. Mm-hmm. But I still had my tires with me because I took the tires off so I get the tires fixed. So just remember that part.
Okay.
So I had got my tires fixed, but they wasn't attached to the car. So the tires was at the crib, and the plan was that next day to go. My girl was going to take me to my car, you know what I mean, whatever. But this particular night, she had an alternative motive. So she was like, "Look, I got something to do tonight. I have a big meeting at the house. So just kind of hang out, hang around, whatever, and then I'll call you once the meeting is over." You know what I mean? I was like, cool. I had already suspected she was cheating, but if you never catch them, mm-hmm. and if you just keep telling them that I know you're doing something, they make you look like you're crazy. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna let her go through this, and I gotta catch her. So she dropped me off somewhere because I didn't have my car. Mm-hmm. So she was like, yeah, okay. She ain't think I had no money either. She's like, nigga don't got no money, no car. So I'll drop him off. I can do what I do. So she dropped me off. I called my homeboy. I said, man, I think my girl is, got another dude at the crib. He was like, you want to come get you? I was like, nah, don't come get me. I'm just going to just chill. And I just kept thinking about it. And I checked my account, and I had $22 in my account. And I was able to take out the 20.
Yeah, and leave the one. Yeah.
Leave the one. So I had enough for a cab. And I called the cab and had the cab pick me up to take me to the house. And so when I went there, I tried to open the front door, but the screen door was locked. So I ran around the back door to use the key to open it. And when I walked in the house, it was so romantic in the house. I mean, candles was lit. Slow music was playing, dinner, it was all on this, I ain't never had that before. What's messed up when you find your girl cheating on you is when you find out qualities about your girl you never knew she had. She was cooking, cleaning, doing all that. I ain't never experienced none of that. I'm like, yo. So when I walked in, I see clothes and stuff on the floor, I guess when they heard me walking in, they went upstairs. So I walked in, and she came downstairs and cursed me out. Like she caught me cheating. Like, what the fuck you doing in here? You don't own me. What you doing here? I'm like, I don't own you. Bitch, I got a key. Like, I got mail. Hey, like, what you mean? Like, think of my picture right up there. And, she was half naked. And so the dude came downstairs. Now, see, the dude ain't know who I was. So at this time, I know the dude's scared because,
Yeah.
So he come down slowly. He a little bigger than me, but I could take him.
Okay.
But, I'm a G, so I ain't mad at him. And so she cursing me out. I'm like, all right. So I call my man up, like, yo, dude, come get me. What I thought was going down. It's another dude at the crib. So So the dude, so I'm cool with the dude. I'm talking to the dude, whatever, and he like, what's going on? I'm like, man, look, I live here. This is my girl. You know what I'm saying? This is, so, she on some bullshit right
Did
now.
he know? So he didn't know about you at all?
He claimed he didn't know about me, but I mean, come on now. Like, he got men clothes, my mail, you know what I mean?
Pictures up.
Picture of the family. Chilling, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knew, but I ain't really mad at him. Because he ain't crossed his line of boundaries with me. He was very respectful. Because I could have whipped his ass, but maybe not. But he ain't know that. So he don't want to test me. Yeah. So, we outside talking, and, she all like, I'm talking to him, she thinking I'm lying. He lying. Whatever he's saying, he lying. And, so dude, like, he ain't even say nothing. So dude kind of was like, backing me up, whatever. So anyway, I was like, look, you know what? Fuck this, I'm out. I said, just give me my tires. Because the tires are in the crib. Just give me my tires so I can put them on my car. I'm going to have my man take me to the car, and then I'm out. He said, you want your tires? This bitch is the most disrespectful thing. She kicked the door open and rolled my tires down the street. So now I'm chasing after my tires and shit. Like, yo, tires all in.
She threw your tires out. Okay.
Cars swerving, trying not to hit my tire. I was like, yo, my tire, I need my tire. The tire be all wobbly, so you trying to bounce it to catch it. Y'all saying, yo, man, you just going to disrespect my Bridgestone tire and shit. So I caught my tire. And then, my man came and picked me up and took me to my car and everything like that. But what was fucked up, though, really, about the whole thing is that all I remember was seeing the dude's shoes, his shoes off at the crib. His shoes was off. And I hate if a nigga come to my crib and have his shoes off. You know what I mean? Because that means he's comfortable.
So you feel like he's been there before?
Yeah, man. Men don't take their shoes off in a new environment. We don't do that.
That's true.
It's a dude right now in the woods, butt naked, fucking with his shoes on, with his t-shirt underneath his chin, holding it up. Man, men don't take their shoes off, man. So I was like, made this dude comfortable, got his feet up on the coffee table, probably, man. So that was like the worst experience I probably had with a girl cheating on me.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the person who's been cheated on never wants to think about their part in it. They feel wronged, they feel betrayed, and you have to kind of go with it. You have to honor that. And experience tells me that there's a dynamic. There are two people in the relationship, so they create that, and they have to look at creating the dynamic that contributed to the cheating and therefore, kind of co-create this new relationship or this new foundation for a relationship that will be hopefully affair-proof.
Yes, unfortunately I have.
How did you feel about that?
It wasn't cool, it didn't feel good, but I had to understand, this is part of life, but it didn't feel great at the time.
Did you catch them cheating or did they confess?
I used to go to school in Sacramento. I live in LA, I'm from LA, and I was going to school in Sacramento and I was dating a girl out there, and I went back home. I mean, like, just to visit my family type, So I may be at home for like a couple weeks. I still lived technically in Sac at the time, and when I went back, I found out she was cheating on me, and it was like, I wasn't used to that, but hey, it had to be a big deal.
It's a trust issue. Like, do you actually trust that person that you're with at home? I mean, I do believe that people do have trusting relationships because, I've seen it. There's a lot of good guys, there's a lot of good girls, but it's just, it's a trust issue, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it could be really selfish purposes. Maybe it's, during the time it could have been just for me to try to make myself feel better for that moment, and you just don't care about what the other person's feelings, you know what I'm saying?
The need to connect is there. One of the most causal factors for infidelity is loneliness for women. So if we're lonely and we're not connected, we want to be connected. We open up doors to challenge our moral compass and our values.
And have you cheated on someone prior to her cheating on you?
Hell yeah. Oh, most definitely, because I learned that's a part of life, and that's sometimes you gotta give, it's like Puff Daddy said, you got to go through the pain to get through the pleasure sometimes.
So, could you consider that karma then?
Maybe, but I didn't. But see, I wasn't cheating on her. She just cheated on me out of the blue. I was lightweight good to her.
But karma for the other people that were good to you that you cheated on.
Karma for them? I mean, probably. Yeah, probably.
Well, you know, I would say it's really about the emotional connections, you know, primarily for most women. You know, as long as women feel like their man pays attention to them, or their partner, I should say, pays attention to them, and they feel like they are affectionate and that they're a priority. That is the most important message I think that women need to feel, is that, you know what, I feel valued. And when they don't feel valued, that's when they're more prone to cheat. And I think, you know, if you've been in a relationship for a long time, you know, 10 years, you know, the magic's gone, you know. I mean, the honeymoon period is over. Now you're into just the day-to-day kind of inner workings of maintaining a relationship. And I think sometimes people get into this automatic kind of autopilot stance that isn't really conducive to keeping the fires going. So it takes a lot of work to kind of maintain that connection. And people, I think, take that for granted and don't really realize the amount of time and effort that needs to go into maintaining that relationship and continuing to nurture that emotional connection.
I got trust issues. I don't trust your ass no further than I can see you up. I'm serious. Like, I got trust issues. I can boldly admit that. Like, I don't, you know, no going to lunch with co-workers. I'm not feeling that. I don't care if he is a friend. Most time dudes got motives. Even then when he say he's just your friend, 9 times out of 10, I'm dating somebody attractive anyway. So hey, you know.
Do you feel like you were responsible at all for your woman cheating on you? Like, was there anything that you could have done differently?
The first time I was cheated on that I know of, it was a girl that cheated on me with a famous celebrity. Like, this is really true. Like, a couple people that know me know of this, but it really happened. Like, I went away to visit my family and I came back and she was like, I'm dating Cat Williams. And it was like, what the hell you mean you dating Cat Williams? Like, you know, but it was true. It happened. It was part of my life. It really happened.
So you've met Cat Williams. Did you ask him about it?
I met him, and when I met him, like, I saw him, and he, like, I was all excited to meet him. I was like, hey, I'm Brent Taylor, I'm a big fan and everything. He was like, the pleasure's all mine, the pleasure's all mine. Haven't I seen your face before? So it was a real uncomfortable, you know, and he had his hair is like yours. He got a real perm. He got close and was trying to, like, so, do you know a girl by the name of, and his hair was tickling me and while we was talking, it wasn't cool. I was trying to, like, keep a straight face. It wasn't cool, but yeah, it's my life. Yeah, my life. It happens.
Do you feel like there's a double standard for women cheating? Like, it's acceptable for men to cheat, but women shouldn't? Like, how do you feel about that?
I definitely think it's a double standard, I think. Well, but I think it comes with the territory. As men, our nature is more aggressive and we have more of a predatorial demeanor. We're supposed to be the predators. So our life is based on the notches on the belt. It's based on conquering things. And when a woman puts herself in that position, it's not really accepted the same, because it's like we're the lion and you're the zebra. So if you let all the zebras jump on you, we look at you like, why are you doing that? You're not conquering them. You're letting everybody conquer you. So it's a double standard in life from our point of view.
I like that analogy. I don't necessarily believe in it, but
I
like
mean,
it.
it's a double standard. That's why it's called a double standard.
And so the being cheated on, does that affect all your relationships, your future relationships?
It helped me to grow up and understand, you know, if I'm going to be a certain way, then I have to understand it's the old age, you know, treat others how you want to be treated. So if I want to call myself being a player and out there in the streets, I have to understand that I'm opening myself emotionally for that same dagger to come to me, them same daggers that I'm throwing out there, and not, you know, understanding about women. You know, it's going to come back to me and it's going to hurt just as much. So I learned to, you know, it didn't say that, you know, I became a saint necessarily, but I learned to be more mature in that respect and learn to be more respectful.
My ex told me that she was upset about a number she found on me. So she needed to go stay with her girl for a little while. So like 2 weeks went by. I didn't know where the hell she was. So what happened was she had mailed off a letter for her family reunion dues. And she put the actual where we lived address as the return address, but she had the address incorrect for the address that she was sending to. So where she had forwarded her mail, so with the post office not knowing where to send the letter, they just automatically sent it back to the return address. But they put that little yellow forwarding slip on it with where she actually lived at. So, hey, you know, it was private eye time. Then, you know, hey, you about to get caught up. Went staked out the scene with my boy. That was it.
And what happened? What was her reaction?
I didn't tell her for a while that I knew where she was. I just, you know, kept playing along or whatever, letting her lie every day, and, you know, kept on, you know, going by. And it's just all of a sudden, I just couldn't hold it anymore. I just had to release and let her know that she was lying.
And did you guys stay together after that?
No. But it affected me, you know. Like, I lost weight. I'm serious. I was sick. I was around here, you know, I looked in the mirror, my rib cage was showing one day. I was like, man, you like a greyhound dog right now. You got to get yourself together. You know, I had to get back on protein shakes just to gain my weight back. I was sick. I was depressed.
So would you agree that men are equally as hurt by women cheating as women are?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm still not over it. Like, for real, like, I've taken that into every relationship after that. I realized, like, maybe, you know, it's time to let go of this, but I don't know. It's just like I have these little trust issues now. So, yeah, we do go through the same type of stuff. And just like you all get mad at the new girlfriend, like, we ready to go kick the new boyfriend ass, all that too, all that, you know, it's just, we don't just walk away from a situation like that. So, you know, yeah, I believe we are equally hurt.
I remember back in graduate school, one of my professors who, she's obviously a therapist, and her husband was one too, and she said that he was her center, and she talked a lot about keeping him in the forefront, especially as they raised 4 children together. So you have 2 professional people who are obviously incredibly busy trying to raise 4 active boys and to still prioritize, you know, their couple relationships. And so, you know, she really stressed the importance, and I also in turn stressed the importance of finding that time to check in, 20 minutes a day. How was your day? What did you do? You know, just those small details that we really think are insignificant really mean a lot to kind of know, you know, understanding what your partner is going through each day, and to help you stay attuned, because you might hear something that might sound a little different, you know, a little interaction with the coworker that, he or she might be, you know, thinking about or concerned about, and just paying attention to those little details, I think can kind of go, you know, can kind of serve the relationship quite well.
A man is never responsible for a girl cheating on him. I mean, karma was responsible, you know, because I've done dirt, but, you know, that's not as far as did I do something to make her cheat. I don't think no one ever does something to make another person cheat. You know what I'm saying? That's not acceptable.
You don't feel like there's anything that you could have did to make the relationship go a different way, to where she wouldn't have looked outside of the relationship for whatever it was she felt like she wasn't getting?
Nope.
So why do you think women cheat?
For, you know what, mostly emotional reasons. You know, every now and again it's just because you're human and, you know, you get that urge. You know what I'm saying? But mostly it's for emotional reasons. You know, to me, I don't think a lot of people, I think all women cheat, but the ones who don't cheat just don't put themselves in the situation to cheat. And to me, those are the good women. You know what I mean? Like, hey girl, come over here. It's 17 dudes over here. 17 fine dudes over here. You know, come on over here. She was like, no, you know, I don't need to be over there. That's a good woman. And the woman's like, okay, I'm on the way. That's someone who's, you know, will probably percentage of cheating is higher.
But not always definite, but you think it's a higher.
Yeah. But, you know, you can never worry about it. You just gotta, you know, let them do what they do.
I just want to tell people to kind of be real with themselves, and, I think that sometimes we have these ideas of what relationships are supposed to be like, and they don't always match up to that. And, people don't realize how much work and time, that needs to go into a relationship in order for it to be, successful. And now you have the internet and all the social media, vehicles that I think just kind of with this vast dissemination of information and these abilities to connect in some pretty powerful ways, it just makes our relationships, I think, that much more delicate and that much more prone to, to outside influences that I wish, couples really kind of understood. So, I guess just prioritizing the relationship, making time for each other. I know that sounds pretty cliche-ish, but you know what? That's really where it's at.
I can't say that I've gotten caught cheating. So is it really considered cheating if you don't get caught?
Yes, it is.
It is? Oh.
So with that then, do you feel like that's kind of a karma? Because you have cheated before, can you really be upset that somebody cheated on you? Or do you feel like that's
Yes, because as guys, as a man, I don't care about these other chicks that I'm sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about them. So I feel like the emotional, once against the emotional thing, I don't care about them, so I'm not investing emotion in them. But as a woman, I know you can't cheat without having that emotion there. So that's the part that's difficult. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that, bitch, you giving your emotions to this dude. You know what I'm saying? You giving your emotions. I'm not giving no emotions. I'm out here just fucking these bitches and leaving. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like it's cheating per se.
You know what's funny is no, I've never been caught. I've always confessed a little bit of something just because I have a conscience. I've always come clean. There are moments I could have been caught, and I guess I might have lied. When my ex-husband asked me about the carpet burns on my back, I forgot what I made up. But and then after the fact, he put two and two together. It was like, "You're an awful person. That's who the carpet burns were from." And da da da. And I'm like, well, you want to yell at me and criticize my cooking and, break my heart and do all these things. And I guess it's like this weird karma thing, I feel like cheating is,
There seems to be this idea that men cheat more than women, and that's not necessarily the case. I think it actually is about equal. You really don't hear women talking a lot about it, and we've just started to get hip to it with some of the research and looking at, okay, when, if you ask a woman directly if she's cheated, she won't say anything. Absolutely not. However, if you submit, or if you give her a survey and ask her to respond anonymously, she will probably be a little bit more apt to kind of disclose what she's doing, and that's where we've been able to kind of get some of the information that lets us know that, it's not just the men who are running around, the women are doing it too, so.
You know what? Women are extra slick. Women are much better cheaters than most men. Because here's the thing, a woman will make a man seem like he's crazy to the world. If a man say, "You cheating," what? That's just Harry, okay? That's Harry, okay? We work together, okay? That man has a family. Okay, that is Harry. Have you seen Harry? You're so stupid. And then at the end, we be like, yeah, Harry is kind of, and the whole time, she fucking Harry. So, men, we're dumb when it comes to cheating. We'll be like, baby, I'm about to take the garbage out and be going for 3 hours trying to get some pussy.
What this last guy that, it's been so long since I've been cheated on. Actually, I think he's the first guy to ever cheat on me, actually. I think that's why it was so, my ego was like, what? I'm the one that does the cheating, bitch. You can't do this to me. I'm going to do it to you first. But I knew, the moment I knew was when we were in bed and he did a different move. And I was like, this feels different. And I said something about it. He's like, oh, I was watching a porno the other day and they did that move. And I'm like, bitch, you don't go watch an action adventure movie and then bust out of the theater dodging bullets and taking out guns. Be like, yeah, I just saw this action adventure movie, so I thought I'd try this. He did it because he cheated on me with someone. And, Yeah, oh, the pain. But yes, I would tell my daughter to be as honest as she wants to be and to keep some things for herself. It's like the old lady in the Titanic. She even says it. She even says, a woman's heart is a deep ocean of secrets. It's like she never told her husband about Jack, ever. And I'm sure there were plenty of times when she was coming that she was thinking about Jack, not her husband.
Yeah, you get mad. Somebody did this to you, but you don't want to leave, you know what I'm saying? So you plan something. You start calling up some old numbers. You start finding new people. Could be at a gas station, could be at the club, could be anywhere it is. And just line them up. Texting like crazy, you know what I'm saying, like that. Like the dude that I was with, you know what I'm saying? I caught him with this big old grizzly looking greedy cuz girl. You know what I'm saying? And she's just like, well, he's living with me for like 2 months, you know. I'm like, how did that happen?
Could someone say, okay, well, I will, if I never would get caught, if I could never get caught for this, would I do it? Sure, there are people out there that will do that. Just like someone would say, you know, if I wouldn't get caught, I would be in a bank heist or doing something outside of their typical moral character. But I think for the most part, people choose to follow their values, and when you're talking about infidelity, even though it may not be in line with the vows that they've made with their partner, they tend to say something or do something that persuades them to say that that's okay. So then to add on to that, well, an opportunity to cheat, it gets complicated.
It's ironic how there's like all this women's lib when it comes to this and this and this, and I don't know. I mean, it's just such a complex thing. Like I went and saw the Bob Marley documentary. You know what I mean? Like they had an open relationship, but they were still married. You know, as long as you're honest. I think one day if I do fall madly in love with somebody that I feel like is honest and that I can trust, then maybe that open relationship thing could take place, you know, because it is kind of crazy to expect somebody to be with one person for the rest of their lives. However, if you have the patience to do it, it makes that stroking and that point of penetration so much more beautiful to know that it was between you and nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's a double standard when it comes to, because men will say I'm a good man, yeah, I've cheated and I cheat, but I'm still a good man. But you just said a good woman is a woman who doesn't cheat.
No, I said a good woman is a woman who don't put themselves in a position to cheat.
Okay.
Just because you cheat, that doesn't mean you're not a good woman. You know what I mean? I was raised by women, so I saw a lot. It's just don't put yourselves in that situation. You know what I mean? But sometimes it might happen, and it's nothing you can do about it. I done been every type of dude there is to be. I done been a cheater, the cheaty, the cheatery. If that's a word. Yeah, I'd have been the dude who cheated with the girl who had the boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? We're all human at the end of the day. So if a woman cheats, it's not that you're not a good woman. It's just that, how did you do it? What manner did you do it? In my situation, when I caught my son's mother cheating on me, all she had to say was, I'm caught, damn, my bad. I apologize, it's my fault. But when I caught her, she flipped it on me like I did something wrong for catching her. You know what I mean? Had she was just like, oh, I'm caught, I'd have been like, okay, well, now we can work it out. But don't make it seem like it's my fault. That's what I had the problem with.
So that's what made you.
Yeah.
So if your woman was cheating and came to you and confessed, would you stay in that relationship and try to make it work?
9 out of 10 times, yes, I would. 9 out of 10 times, yes, I would. Because I understand the game. You know what I mean? And if she treats me good, treats me well, but that happened, it depends on the manner, what happened, how it happened. But I'm not going to say if you cheat on me that I'm not going to be with you. It's a chance I will still be with you if you cheated.
We think. Men don't think. They go for that moment. It's like, oh my God, oh, damn, fat pussy. I can't think. You know what I'm saying? They don't think. They just do whatever. I mean, some men do. I'm not going to say all, because I don't want anybody to believe that all men cheat, all women cheat. It's not like that. It's the person. But I think that we think about things first. We plan things. We plot things a little better. Guys are just a little sloppy with their actions. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, okay, from 2 to 4, I'm available. I'm free from that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go swerp it up. I'm going to go I'm gonna hook up Heather, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling her to take her out to lunch, but actually I'm going to her house. It's just like, you know, women actually take the time, like, oh, I'm going on a vacation. It's gonna be, you know, or I've been, you know, they plan things a little bit more, and guys use the same thing, like, oh, I was at work late.
We've talked to women that feel like they can do what men can do, and they don't have that same emotion. Look, you already don't believe it.
I don't. I don't.
We've been interviewed. Women are changing. That's why we're doing this. Women are changing. Things that happen, they're changing. I think a lot of women are becoming more like men emotionally, and by your standards, then it's okay to do it then.
No, it's not.
So would you say there's a double standard here?
It's definitely a double standard. It's definitely a double standard, but I just don't see, okay, let's say a chick says I could do it without no emotions. She maybe can do it once or twice and not having no emotions connected. But she's not gonna be able to do it as frequently as men do it and just be like, yeah, I'm just fucking her, whatever, it's nothing. Because at some point she's gonna feel like, I need some kind of connection, I need something, you know what I'm saying? So it's not never gonna be the same. It's never gonna be the same. Women can say all they want, yo, I could just do this, I could do that. Because truth be told, now this is a truth moment right here.
I need to hear it. What is the truth be told?
There's a chick right now that we started out, we just sleeping with each other, you know what I mean? We just gonna be fun, we enjoy this. Now it's becoming to that point where she's like, I don't know if I just want to just have fun no more. You know what I mean? I don't know if I just want to do that. Like I need something else. I'm like, no, I thought we was just, we're just fun. She's like, yeah, I know I said that, but I'm needing something right now. You know what I'm saying? And now it's becoming to a situation where it's like, I know we're not together, but I don't want you fucking nobody else either. You know what I'm saying? And that's where women can't do the same. They don't have the same build emotionally, you know what I mean?
They want to be able to fuck whoever they want, and they want you sitting at home doing nothing. They want your shit tight, clean, pristine, while they fuck everything in sight. And it's just not fair. It really isn't. I had this Australian guy over my house the other night. It was like our first night to hang out, and he's like, I really can't think of any reason why we just shouldn't, sleep together tonight. And I'm like, I'm glad you said that. I have a dildo. Bend over. Bitch. I'm like, because no, you don't know. I mean, besides gay men don't know what it's like to be penetrated and have something enter you. It makes casual sex just different for us. It's like
Who cheated first?
She did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did you?
Why you back up why are you doing those step of? See, are we gonna keep it 100? Why are you backing up like women don't cheat? Come on, this is 2012. Are you serious? Do we still have shit like 2012? What type of interview is this? Women cheat.
But you know what? Most people say it's in revenge. So it is very surprising, majority of the times, to hear that the woman cheated first.
No, I don't believe it's revengeful. People, it depends. Like, I don't want to be that dude to be like, I don't believe in monogamy. Mm-hmm. I would like to think that. It sounds good. But to be with somebody forever, man, the same person is, and you got to get along, and you can't, because eventually throughout life, if you're fortunate to live, somebody's going to like you. Mm-hmm. And eventually, you're going to go through things, man, and sometimes you're going to have your mind trickling. Sometimes you don't do nothing, sometimes you do, but it's a long time to be with somebody. I mean, it sounds good, it sounds kind of like a movie, but I mean, we talking about real life. You 50 years old, especially dudes, we get better as age.
Who do you think cheats better, men or women?
Women, most definitely women.
Why do you say that?
Because women can get away with it and they're not expected. Like men, off the bat, women might be like, what's he doing? And go for the certain signs, but we don't know the signs of a woman cheating. And women, they crafty, they can play the role and sit there, and they're great actresses, they can cry in front of you and, baby, I love you. And at that same point, be, creeping in the sheets.
Do you feel like there's a double standard when it comes to
Oh, God, yes, definitely. 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 We are this trophy. We're untouchable. And as soon as another man puts his hands on us, even if we didn't fuck him, you're a whore. But yet you can go and fuck whoever you want. I don't think so. And it's harder for us because our shit gets stretched out. Their shit stays the same. They can pop it in out of 20 people. The penis is not going to change. We have to deal with the repercussions. I remember when I was a cheater back in the day, and I had 2 penises in one day, maybe one time, I don't know, and I made sure the tiny penis came first. I had to be the tiny penis first, big penis later on in the evening, otherwise the big penis would have been like, or no, the tiny penis would have been like, why is it so big? Why is it so stretched out? Because I just fucked someone else, and he's twice the size of you. I'm just keeping it real, okay? That's just the way it is. Women, the thing is we're better at cheating than men are. We just are. We can do more than one thing at once. And what's funny is we will make you suffer emotionally longer. We've span it out. We're not like a rabbit, like a man will just go fuck whoever, you know, and that's his revenge. No, we'll take 7 months, 2 years, and we'll fuck your best friend. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take our time. It's awful. It's so awful, but we find these rationalizations to make it okay, and I can't explain it. It's very... I just have subconscious hate for men, I guess. It's my fault.
Who do you think cheat better, men or women?
I definitely say women.
Why?
Because let's say a woman does have that emotional thing where she doesn't have a tired emotion, she can cheat and then just cut the dude off. You know what I mean? She can just cut it off. Men, we kind of like, we just let it linger like, oh, it was whatever. We'll go back for a second and then third and a fourth. I've met some women that have that thing where they could just do it once and be gone. But if they do it more than once, then it's going to be a certain thing where they kind of start getting there. But I do know some women that can't just fuck and go and have nothing. But so I say women.
Women are better schemers than us men folk. Women, and Q said it best, a woman is on a job, she's emailing, she has a separate email account. Dumbass Tiger Woods didn't even have a separate phone, and he's worth $1 billion. He didn't have a separate phone. Women have separate email accounts that they email their lovers, and then they rendezvous at lunchtime, and then they go out of town with their girlfriends on a girl's day out, a girl's weekend out, and it's really with some guy. That's what women do. And us guys, we're so happy to have our women away for the weekend that we don't even suspect anything up. It's like, yeah, she's gone. Sit in my boxes to watch basketball all weekend. And she's out getting it on with some other cat. So that's why.
I consider cheating penetration. When you penetrate, you cheated. When that thing goes in that thing and that becomes, it's like Avatar. When they stuck it in there and they were one, oh, the lights came down, that's cheating. You want to fucking make out with a girl, you want her to give you a blowjob, oh my God, that's amazing, then I don't have to do it, thank you. Thank you, give him a blowjob. All that other stuff, I don't consider cheating. I know that sounds crazy. Some people are like, oh, you emotionally cheated, the relationship's cheating, the way you're talking. No, when that physical piece becomes another part of that physical person, that is cheating for me.
Well, I mean, it depends on the person. A weaker person might, or a different person, you know, might look at, oh, emotionally you cheat. Not me. Me, you have to smash. There has to be, you are getting somebody's genitalia wet at some point with some part of your body to incorporate cheating in the game.
Okay. So you would not be upset if your woman for 6 months was talking to a dude on the phone, texting, always going out for drinks. She liked him, but they just never had sex. And they might even kissed a few times.
I don't care about all that.
Or she gave him...
But if she gave him dome,
okay,
or head, fellatio, however you want to interpret it, a mouth hug, or sex, just full on sex, intercourse, then no, that's cheating. But all that other stuff, you taking my girl out, I don't care about all that, player. That ain't nothing. Don't leave your girl around me, because I'm a smack.
I'm gonna take her out and smash afterwards. That's cheating. That's called cheating.
Especially if she's been hurt in the past. A lot of times she's cheating in the new relationship to get back at the old relationship.
So, have you cheated before?
I had.
Was it worth it to you?
It depends on what you mean by worth it. I mean, I did it because I couldn't control myself, and I was so impulsive that I did it. And worth it, I will not, for me worth it, no, because I'm not with the person anymore, the person I cheated my boyfriend with, so.
Did your boyfriend deserve it? Was it?
No. That's why I feel so bad thinking and talking about it, because he is a very nice man. He's a wonderful human being.
Was there anything he could have did differently?
For me not to cheat on him?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't cheat on him because I don't think I'm a bad person, a bad woman, or a slut, or whatever, but there was some failure in our couple, and I tried to solve them, and I was talking with him, telling him I was missing those things, and even though he would try his best to make the situation or relation being better, I was not happy in my couple, and in one way I wanted to leave him, but on the other way I knew that I cannot find better than him, and he's very nice, and I love him, but I guess love doesn't make everything.
So if you could do it, would you do it all over again?
What do you mean?
Would you still would have had that affair after everything has come out and the guy was hurt in the situation? Would you do it all over again, or would you have changed what you've done?
I won't do it. I mean, I don't want to lie to you. I want to say no, I won't do it because it's bad to cheat on a person, especially to hurt a person who loves you. But I don't know if I could control myself, because I need to be loved, I need passion, and if one day I'm in front of another person who bring me all that good energy and passion I need, I'm not 100% sure I will be able to behave.
Do you think for women, when we cheat, it's more of an emotional thing than a physical thing?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Because the guy I cheated him with was ugly. I mean,
there's always hope. There's always hope for connecting. I think it's about really understanding who you are, what you want, and staying in constant communication with your partner. When communication starts breaking down and people start feeling lonely and not heard and seen and invisible, that's when they'll seek connection elsewhere. And so in order to avoid that, it's about staying connected, having good communication, having date nights, doing something exciting.
The guy I cheated him with was not better than my boyfriend. My boyfriend is very attractive, but I don't know, the other one was like crazy and funny and lively and dynamic, like dancing, and but my boyfriend is very calm, very quiet, and doesn't speak too much, doesn't take very much challenges, and I'm a crazy passionate woman, so I felt living with the other guy.
Did you get caught when you cheated, or did you tell him?
I told him. I'm too blunt. I told him. And the worst thing is that he excused me. And I did it again.
With the same guy or with the...
Another one.
A different one? And then,
I would have preferred him not to apologize me. I don't know. Right now we're not anymore together. But we're still on the phone every week. And I don't want him now as my man, as my husband, because I'm here for my acting purpose, my acting dream. He knows everything, what I'm telling you, he knows everything because I told him. So that's why I do what cheating. I mean, cheating for me is to have a sexual relation with another guy, but I'm not cheating him in the sense that I told him everything. So, and he knows how I feel, and he knows what I'm doing. So right now, I'm in LA with you guys, and he can do his thing because I'm not a jealous person, I'm very open-minded. So he can do his things, but he knows I'm going to do my things. So, but that's the man I want to marry in the future, when I'm a working actress.
Baby, I don't get caught doing nothing.
But right now, I need emotion, deception or love, whatsoever emotion, because as an actress, you need emotion. Otherwise, you don't share anything. Does it answer your question?
Why do you think, one more, why do you think that women, we don't get caught as much as men do? Men will do it and they always get caught, well, most of the time. But women, we could get away with it if we really wanted to, most of the time.
Because we have the power, we are smart, much more smarter, for sure. And we know our tools and we know how to use them. I don't know. Maybe because we are psychopath? I don't know.
What would you tell your daughter about cheating? Last question. What would you tell her? Would you encourage her to do it or tell her, it's not worth it?
I tell her to be honest and to protect herself. Sorry. I tell her to be honest and to protect herself. And not to lie, you see? Because I tried to leave my boyfriend many times, honestly, but he didn't want me to leave him. And then he will cry, I feel bad, then come back to him. But I was warning him that I will do it one day. I was doing nightmare, thinking about the other guy when I was sleeping next to him, and I would tell him, this is too much for me. And yeah, I mean, what would I tell to my daughter? To do what she feels, because she better have remorse and regret first. But to be honest with the person she is with.
Karma is real. Karma's a bitch. So men, if you out there doing dirt, don't expect for your woman not to do dirt. Women, if you're doing dirt, don't expect for your man not to do dirt. We all human, we all make mistakes, but at the end of the day, if you love each other, you can work through anything. So, but that don't mean goddamn be cheating, ladies, okay?
I haven't been cheated on before, but I've been with a woman that was cheating on her man. And I found out, we were hanging out, we were in the pool, doing our thing, chilling. All of a sudden her phone rings on the side of the pool. She answers her phone, she's like, hold on a second. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. She's like, hey, baby. I'm like, okay. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm just hanging out at the mall with my friends and this and that. I'm like, wow. And she was with me, It's just, and you would never, he's like, okay, yeah, I'll see you later on. She's like, okay, baby, I'll see you later. And then she's right back to doing what she's doing with me.
So do you feel responsible for her cheating? Like, was there things?
No. Well, she was saying that she had to work.
Okay, there's nothing you thought you could have done differently to keep her from cheating in that relationship?
No. I mean, what else should a man do? I mean, you sitting at the house, you ain't got to work, your man goes to work, come home, had a good job, had benefits, take care of you. What else is there to do?
So why do you think women cheat then? Why do you think she cheated?
Because you're a freak.
We had a lot of people say women cheat, it's emotional cheating. What do you consider cheating, first off?
You like to fuck. That's pretty much it. I mean, ain't no reason to rhyme to it. I mean, it depends on the opportunity. It depends on the opportunity. I've dated chicks that was married. You can't get away from it. You can't get away if I want you.
Were they seeking you for physical needs or emotional needs as well?
Some was physical, some was emotional. Some was for one night, someone just needed someone to talk to. Some they understood, but it depends. Like I cheated with chicks I couldn't stand, but we had that common ground where it's like, oh, hey, you know, hey, where you at tonight? I'm going to your crib. Then it was some chicks that, hey man, let's go out to eat. Let's go hang out. And most time all we talked about was their relationships. And I was, you know, trying to, hey man, well you maybe need to do this, or maybe he come from that. We still slept together, but on the flip side, I never wanted her to break up with dudes, so.
If your woman confessed to you that she was cheating, would you forgive her and try to make it work?
Depending on if I had cheated first. Nah, I don't know. You know, I have to get a real clear understanding of why she cheated. Because if it's nothing that can be corrected, she may cheat. She just gonna go out and do it again.
You know, I mean, you can try to work stuff out. I mean, it depends on your relationship. I mean, I don't have any kids or anything like that, but if I had kids with the person, I mean, of course you have to work something like that out. But, you know, I mean, I've loved somebody and just like let them just stick around. But at the same token, I've also kicked people to the curb, you know what I'm saying? But I always come out on top. Just know that, boo.
I did. I stayed.
Why?
The main reason, we got kids together. You know what I mean? So it was like, I ain't gonna leave because you suck somebody else's dick, man. I mean, the man in me wanted to be like, all right, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unforgivable, but.
Many people don't feel that they have enough time or energy to tend to bringing trust back in a marriage. So they can't see past that cloud of infidelity, so they end the marriage. So to answer your question, very small percentage of marriages can be repaired after infidelity.
So if someone cheated on you, confessed it, do you think you can work it out and be with that person?
Yeah, when my ex-wife cheated on me, I still with her. I still was with her. Because, if I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Like, it depends. Like, I respect that, because it take a lot. Like, I've fessed up. You know, like, I never got caught. The only time I really got caught is when I told. Like, I could cheat my ass off. But, and because I keep the same patterns. If I love you, I love you, so you'll never know. But on the flip side, I don't want you to be out and be like, oh, you know what, I'm sleeping with your man or some shit like that. Now, they try to like make you like a fool. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather just tell you straight up. And when it happened to me, you know, I was like, hey man, you know, I was pissed, I was upset and thought about leaving, we didn't split up. But then I was like, man, I still love this woman. You know, and shit, we made it work. She was together for like a year after that.
I do believe that marriages can be repaired after an infidelity. It does take a lot of hard work, and I definitely recommend therapy for that, because one of the basic parts of a relationship is trust. And when we're saying that trust is broken, that the bond between the two partners is ruptured, it takes a lot to repair that, and it's not an easy repairable action. It's not something that can be done quickly. And many people choose not to go forward with the marriage. And then a lot of people end marriages that end in divorce because of infidelity. So it can work out as a very small percentage, because it's something that trust for many people takes years to rebuild, and many people don't feel like they have the time nor the energy to to do that?
I always tell my couples when I start to work with them, especially those that come, come to see me after one person has had an affair, is that, affairs are not the death of a relationship. It is really an opportunity to look at what went wrong and how you got to that point where one person sought to step outside the relationship and to fix it. And I think as long as people are really willing to do the work and look at themselves and take an honest look at themselves and not necessarily blame the other, then the relationship, I think, can be a lot better than where it was before.
Well, naturally, I believe in change and that people can change what their previous actions. So I think it takes a lot of work and really understanding why is it that they cheated? How can they get their needs met in ways that are healthier? Can they learn from their mistakes? So no, once a cheater, always a cheater doesn't always apply.
So I know all of you are out there asking, is she a cheater? I have to admit that yes, I am a cheater. Now, I wasn't always that way. Things happened to me to make me this way. I was in a 5-year relationship, and up until that point, I had always been faithful. Otherwise, I would just leave the relationships. I was unhappy, and I left. Somebody that I really loved cheated on me a few times, and I kept forgiving them. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to cheat back, and then we're going to get married, and then we'll be on an equal playing field, because then we both cheated. My cheating got very excessive. To this day, he thinks I haven't cheated. I've never got caught. I make him feel really guilty every day for everything he's done to me. Like, oh my God, you broke my heart. This is terrible. But in all honesty, I probably trump him at least 11 people. I know. You know what? I feel bad though. I do. I feel bad for not feeling bad. And I would do it all again. And now I'm a professional cheater. Cheating is fun. It's exciting. And a lot of these men today were like, oh, women can't do the same thing. It's all emotion. I don't seek emotion out of any of them. Women can also sleep with people without emotion. I know that sounds terrible. You see what you did to me, men? I'm damaged goods now. You know why? Because of you, I'm probably never going to have a husband. I'm never going to be faithful to nobody. I don't even think people could be faithful no more. Why? Because of men. Look at me. I'm messed up. I'm torn. You know what? I hate everybody. Why do I hate everybody? Because I'm going on a rant right now. That's what happens.
Cheating can be an addiction. The idea that they can get away with something. There's something thrilling about being in a relationship with someone and also being in a relationship with another person. There's an adrenaline rush that people get. So it can be very addictive, just like any addictive behavior like gambling, shopping, drugs, alcohol. It all gets the system excited. It gets the dopamine flowing. And so if there's excitement, there's someone that could be addicted to it.
I definitely think there is a unfair double standard when it comes to men and women cheating. Men get high fives and women get looked down on. My thing is, do whatever makes you happy. You hear me? Try not to hurt people. Don't intentionally hurt people. I never intentionally hurt someone. And if you listen to most of these stories, nobody intentionally